Welcome back to Sailing Tela Ru, where our adventure of circumnavigating the globe aboard our full-time floating home, our 44-foot monohull sailboat, continues. With our shared dream of sailing around the world, today we've got our sights set on our next destination along this multi-year trek of ours. 10-hour sailing day ahead, but we've got a goal of getting to this new spot before sunset. We're gonna see if we can beat the clock. We always like to arrive to destinations before dark. We do not like to get somewhere after dark. It's not the best case scenario. Anywho, little did we know we'd face more than only the challenge of beating the clock. As we navigated fishing pots, hoped for the forecasted wind to fill our sails. Right now we only have 6.5 to 7 knots. And we'd experience a time of rough sea states as the day progressed. Especially tough if you get seasick like me. All of this in pursuit of our dream to explore new horizons, one wave at a time, with today's new town marking another milestone along the journey. Before we soon will bid farewell entirely to the Mediterranean. In today's video, you'll be happy to hear that Shawn will be revealing his entire bourbon haul from our time in Barcelona. And a joke that the gentleman watching this video will likely get a kick out of. But first, we'll need to exit the marina, navigate past the multitude of cargo ships, hopefully catch some wind in our sails. Yeah, baby. Soak up the sun, Suns Out Buns Out, and race the clock. That's the goal. With that said, let us now begin today's brand new episode of Sailing Tela Ru. We are out on the water. We have exited the marina. We are just now getting out into the open water. We're passing the cruise ships, the cargo ships, super yachts. We have a 10-hour sailing day ahead, but before we show you all that, here's just a little 60-second look at how we got out of the marina this morning, and then we will continue on bringing you on with us for the journey.
All right, y'all, we had a good stay. Now it's time to get underway. Let's do it. All right, y'all, we are making our way out of Marina Vela here in Port Vale, Barcelona. Really nice facility here. Highly recommended if you stop off in Barcelona, and the price is really good compared to the other marinas that are here, so great place to stay. We got a good day to be underway here in the Med. We're gonna sail on down the stunning Spanish coast.
Oh, it looks beautiful today. Okay, we're pulling in all of the fenders. We'll check back in with y'all in just a little bit. We're off to see another part of Spain that we have never been to before. We are out on the water. We have started our day. We have exited the marina. We are just now getting out into the open water. We're passing the cruise ships, the cargo ships, the super yacht. We're gonna see if we can beat the clock and get there before dark. We should have 12 to 15 knots, hopefully, to be able to get our sails up. We've passed all the cargo and cruise ships, and Shawn has gone down to get the donuts out. Right now we only have 6.5 to 7 knots, so we're hoping that once we get out and around, we're gonna maybe have some sailing conditions, but for now, we're gonna have some milk and donuts. 12.2. We finally have a little bit of wind to sail, between 9 to 13 knots. Yeah, baby. It's a beautiful day. Quiet without the motor on. Quiet without the motor on, aside from the many airplanes flying in and out of Barcelona overhead. As we powered onwards through our 10-hour sail, we were happy to have the wind in our sails, a refreshing feeling while sailing in the Mediterranean. The temps while under sail would quickly reach 75 degrees Fahrenheit, another score for us. Suns out, buns out. It is time to tan. It's officially warm enough out here to go work on my tan out on the deck while we make our way. True wind speed is down to 6 knots, so we pulled in the sails and now we're motoring. But at least it is a gorgeous day and I'm gonna work on my tan. All right, y'all, so we are about 7 hours into our 10-hour sail. I have been up here soaking up the sun. We had a little bit of lunch a little bit ago. I am pretty happy with the day. Got 3 hours and 15 minutes left, I think. We only have a couple more stops here in the Mediterranean, and we will check back in with y'all a little bit closer to when we arrive to our new destination. It's gotten a little bit rough and I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Just got the mainsail pulled in. We are 20 minutes out. Water is choppy. I don't think the camera ever does it justice, but I'll try to show y'all some, but I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Are we going to a slip number or where? Just on the other side of this.
Shawn sent me back here to maybe back up if needed. He's getting the sand lines currently. We have just arrived to Tarragona before dark. Like, it's actually way earlier than we thought we were gonna get here. We were hopeful to get here at 7, but somehow we got here at 5:30. All right, baby, we're here.
We are here in Tarragona. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Welcome to our new home for the next couple of days, Tarragona, Spain. This here marina had plenty of open spaces scattered throughout for guest vessels sailing in. The berths are gated with keycard access. The marina office is located here, the shower here, and would you believe there's a swimming pool available to not only club members, but also guests staying in the marina. But unfortunately, not us, because even though the temps during our stay were in the high 70s and low 80s, we actually arrived 11 days before they were allowing anyone in the pool. And now here's a quick shower facility tour. They've got a washer and dryer. We've got 2 sinks, bench situation, toilet, shower. So let's do what we always do and see if there's any holes. Oh my God, it's everywhere. The construction going on in the marina area is one of the first things you'll see as you walk through the marina. It looks a bit run down and dated at the moment. We were a tiny bit shocked at the price tag that came with staying in this here marina. All the marina prices we've ever paid to date, including this one, are over on Patreon. We try to update our marina costs over on Patreon every single month. Now, don't take our marina feedback about the price as a negative. We are lucky and blessed with every new stop along the way. We're happy to have stopped in Tarragona, Spain, and since our time here in the Med will soon come to a close, we're for sure soaking it all in during each stop along the journey. And I do think probably the coolest part about this marina is the pool. If only we would have arrived 11 days later. We've had our showers. Shawn heated up our dinner that he made at like 4:30 or 5 this morning before our sail started. Does it not look amazing? Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite meals that Shawn cooks. This is like a Shawn specialty. It is like a spicy cabbage, sausage, pepper. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. Shawn's Barcelona bourbon reveals are still to come, so y'all stay tuned for that here in just a minute. But first, all right, y'all, it is day 2 in Tarragona, Spain. We are making our way to the old town to do some exploring, and as always, we're just gonna bring y'all with us. Tarragona is in the Catalonian region of Spain with a population of 140,000 residents. This is one of those towns a history buff would find heavenly. There are historical reenactments, countless historical sites to visit, and has one of the best known amusement parks in Europe according to naturaki.com. We walking, baby.
You're getting it in. Getting them steps in.
The weather in Tarragona is hottest in July with an average temperature of 77 degrees Fahrenheit and coldest in January with an average of 48 degrees Fahrenheit. So we found the cathedral in Old Town, Tarragona. There's also a street market on Tuesday and Thursday mornings with up to 150 booths, according to JessBurgeon.com's blog titled 23 Things to Do in Tarragona, Spain.
We definitely found Old Town, Tarragona.
It's 11 a.m. However, it seems like even though online everything says that it opens at 10 a.m., it seems like a lot of stuff isn't quite open yet. It's nice and breezy. It's good to be somewhere before the masses get here though, so score for us. The main economic pillars of Tarragona are the industrial and tourism sectors. We have loaded up.
Yeah, we got some provisions.
And we checked out the area. It's quaint, cute, pretty, scenic.
Yes. All right, y'all, it is Cockpit 30 here on good old Tela Ru. And in our last video, we told you we were going to share with you our bourbon haul from Barcelona. If y'all saw in that last video, one of the very last stops we made was an absolute bourbon paradise. Look at all this stuff. I think we stumbled into Barcelona bourbon heaven, y'all. And let me tell you something. We picked up a few bottles because we don't know if we will see some of this stuff anywhere the rest of the circumnavigation all the way around the world. And here's what we ended up with. Now these here is not in any kind of order at all. And if y'all know, I'm not a bourbon aficionado. I'm not one of those professionals. I'm just a good old country boy who loves sipping some good old Kentucky bourbon whiskey. First up is this here Evan Williams. Now I've never had Evan Williams before, and it's supposed to be really good. Basic Kentucky bourbon, not expensive at all, and I'm sure anxious to give this here Evan Williams a try. And y'all, next up we found this good old Four Roses single barrel. Now it's good hunter-proof stuff. Really excited about this. And y'all, we also found something else here that I've never tried. Now I've seen some YouTube videos here and there, heard some people talk about this here Widow Jane. I ain't never had it, but I sure am looking forward to giving this a little try as well. Y'all, in that bourbon heaven in Barcelona, we also picked up this here bottle of Michter Small Batch. Also really looking forward to this. Good solid bottle. And somebody put this here tag on it that says the 2023 most admired whiskey in the world. Now, I don't know where that tag come from. I don't know if Michter's put that on there, if that's a gimmick or if that's real life, but we got it and looking forward to giving it a try. And y'all, I couldn't pass it up. They had my old standby. This is, if you know anything about me and watched any of our other videos and ever seen me smoking on them good old cigars, you'll know that I love me some good old 9-year small batch Knob Creek. Y'all, this here is pretty much the nectar of the gods to me. Good stuff. This here Eagle Rare 10-year sitting on the shelf, just had to have it. Last but not least, looking around in that store, and if you saw the video, we panned over all the stuff on the shelves, and lo and behold, what did we find? We found not just Blanton's, and not just Blanton's Gold, we found the Mac Daddy King Ding-a-ling Blanton's straight from the barrel. Now I know back home in the States this here is pretty much unobtainium and hard to find, and if you do find it, they got the price jacked up 9 ways to Sunday. We found this at a pretty decent price. Now if y'all know anything about these here Blantons, let me get this fancy dancy little bottle out and show you. It's got all the information here on the bottle. It says this here was Rick number 43 in Warehouse H out of barrel number 1462, and it was dumped on May 17th of 23. Now if y'all know about these here Blanton's bottles, the people call themselves horse collectors, and here's why. Each one of these little horses on top of a Blanton's bottle, this here is the hind leg, got a letter, and this letter is T, and you can collect all these horses and spell out Blanton's. Now if that ain't marketing 101, Buffalo Trace, I don't know what to tell you, y'all. Pretty cool stuff. So since this here's a special rare bottle of good old Kentucky bourbon, we're gonna keep this here on board old Tela Ru as we sail around the world, and at some point we're gonna do a special private Patreon meetup with our level 4 Patreons, where you get to meet us in person. We're gonna crack the seal, pop the cork on the special bottle, and have a good old sip and tasting of this Blanton's straight from the barrel. We might even get into a good old cigar while we're at it, y'all. So if you want to join us, meet us in person, sip on some Blanton straight from the barrel, slide on over to Patreon. Jump in that Patreon level 4 group, and we'll see y'all on Sailing Tela Ru. All right, y'all, since it's cocktail 30 here in the cockpit of good old Tela Ru, I want to crack open one of these here bottles, and I'm so curious about this here Evan Williams, because I never had it, and we'll sip on something I never had. We're going to give it a try. Before we get into this here bottle, let me tell you what the distiller's tasting notes say about it. Now, the Evan Williams distiller says here in the tasting notes on the nose that it's light with deep vanilla and mint, and on the palate they say there's notes of oak, brown sugar, and caramel, y'all, and on the finish they say it's medium to long. So that's what the distiller says about it. Now let's see what we think about it. This ain't no cork, so you can't hear a bottle pop, cork pop, but we can twist that old plastic cap off. Smells like good old bourbon whiskey. I actually do smell a little vanilla in there. It's got some vanilla hints there on the nose. I like that already. Let's give her a pour. Definitely get that vanilla. I think the tasting note said some mint too. Now I don't get any mint, just to be honest with you, but I do get some vanilla. I'm liking that. Let's give her a taste and see how she hits the palate. Cheers, y'all, to your health. Tell you what, for really inexpensive whiskey, that is mighty fine stuff. I definitely get the taste of the oakiness and get a little bit of that brown sugar on there. That first sip was mighty fine, y'all. I'm real impressed with this Evan Williams for the price. I think this here was somewhere around 20 euro and probably cheaper than that in the States, less than 20 bucks. It's a good solid bottle. I mean, you can't beat this. This is a great everyday sipper. Let me give her another sip here and see what the second sip tastes. Finish is definitely a little light, but I definitely get hints of brown sugar and get that little caramel there on the finish. It's definitely light, not 100 proof stuff. I really like my 100 proof bourbons, if y'all know me, but I guarantee you one thing, I'll add this to the rotation as an everyday sipper. Nothing wrong with this. It's good old Kentucky bourbon whiskey here, y'all.
Before we end out the video, you got any jokes today?
Got any jokes? Well, yeah, let me give him the third sip of this here. Good old Evan Williams, see what I can come up with. Got that vanilla on the nose there and caramel on the palate. That reminded me of a joke about ice cream. Guy walks into an ice cream shop. Guy behind the counter says, "Good afternoon, sir. Can I help you?" And that customer said, "Yeah." He said, "I'll take a scoop of that chocolate ice cream." Guy behind the counter said, "Sir, I'm sorry." He said, "We're out of chocolate. Would you like to make another selection?" And that customer said, "Well, yeah." He said, "I reckon." He said, "In that case," he said, "I'll take one scoop of that strawberry and then I'll take a scoop of that chocolate." Guy behind the counter said, "Sir, I'm sorry. We're out of chocolate. Would you like to make another selection?" That customer said, "Well," he said, "I'll be." He said, "I guess in that case," he said, "give me one scoop of that strawberry. Give me one scoop of that there vanilla and I'll take another scoop of that chocolate." Guy behind the counter said, "Sir," he said, "can I ask you a question?" That customer said, "Well, sure." Guy behind the counter said, "Can you spell straw as in strawberry?" And that customer said, "Well, sure. S-T-R-A-W." Guy behind the counter said, "Can you spell van as in vanilla?" And that customer said, "Well, sure. V-A-N." Guy behind the counter said, "Can you spell as in chocolate?" And that customer said, "Well, there ain't no chocolate." And that guy said, "Hell, I know. That's what I've been trying to tell you." Oh?
Oh my God.
Oh?
Oh my goodness, baby. I'm sure the fellas watching this video are gonna love that one.
Ain't no chocolate. All right, y'all. Well, that's gonna do it for this one. Now, if you like this video, hit that like button. Also, leave me a comment. You know something about these bourbons that we hauled out of Barcelona? Drop it down in the comments. Smash that subscribe button. And if you want some exclusive content that don't get posted on regular old YouTube, slide on over to our Patreon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all next time on Sailing Tela Ru.